Right before I came to crossing the Jordan, I wanted to die. And I grew up a Catholic and I didn't believe in suicide, but I made a deal with God. If I didn't get my life together and do something, I was going to put a bullet in my brain. Well, I mean, I started using drugs when I was a kid, but like the last 2 years, well, I'm just telling you guys because I didn't know, you know what I mean? So, I started using drugs when I was young. The first time I drank and smoked weed, I was going out of 8th grade. But it was really it was the 2 years when I started slamming heroin that things were bad. I'd been molested my whole life, sexually assaulted, I'd been raped. But the abusive relationship with my kid's dad, that's really what brought me to the point of no return. Right before I came to crossing the Jordan, I wanted to die. And I grew up a Catholic and I didn't believe in suicide, but I made a deal with God. If I didn't get my life together and do something, I was going to put a bullet in my brain. I didn't have my kids. I hadn't seen them in almost 9 months. My kid's dad had tried to kill me again. He stabbed me 6 times. I had no contact with my family. And I had been awake for eight days, and I was in this prostitute's house. She was crazy. I was planning on robbing her, and instead I nodded out. I woke up in the morning and she had a butcher knife in her hand, and she was talking to invisible people how she was going to go slaughter her neighbors who were snake charmers. And God gave me such a clear picture of this is exactly what my life was going to be if I didn't do something immediately. And in that moment I called my uncle and he picked me up. I used everything to numb the pain. I was really strung out on heroin. I slammed it every day, smoked meth, smoked marijuana, popped pills, 3 packs of cigarettes, anything I could get my hands on. Anything I could get my hands on. So I never felt safe as a child growing up. I never felt protected. I always was scared and I couldn't figure out why. And when I was 16, I met my kid's dad. He was 22. He had just got out of jail. He had a strike. I thought he was a badass. And in my naive sense of reality, I thought that meant he could protect me. And getting with him was the biggest mistake of my life. And he in turn hurt me more than I've ever been hurt. And I used drugs to escape the current reality I was in with him and all the abuse that I endured because of the relationship I had with him. It destroyed my family. So I have always been a single mom. My son Jason is 17, my daughter Emily will be 16 in a few months, and it was always just the kids and I. Her dad has always been in and out of jail or prison or using drugs and has never been there. So I literally was all the kids had. And when I got really strung out on drugs, I couldn't take care of them and I was selfish. And in my head, I felt that by asking my parents to take care of them, I was doing my children a favor. And so they were living with my parents. My parents had totally cut me off, no contact with them, no phone calls, no relationship, nothing. And I hadn't seen my kids in almost 9 months, and it was devastating them. Since coming to the Academy, I've learned about myself. The biggest thing is that I'm worth it. I've learned how important it is to have a community of people around you and a tribe that can celebrate with you, suffer with you, encourage you, and run the race of life with you. I've learned how important it is to be a mom, to show up and suit up every day, how to presence myself in a way that impacts others, and how to serve other people and get outside of myself. I feel my work ethic is amazing. In 6 days, it will have been 6 years since I've come to crossing the Jordan, and I've literally only called in sick to work 1 time in 6 years. My relationship with my family and children is more amazing than I could have ever imagined. My kids and I connect on such a different level, I didn't even think it was possible. My family trusts me now. They allow me in their house. They invite me to do things. We vacation together. We have dinner together. We have a great time. The vision that I have for my life, I'm currently walking out. To serve my community in a way that keeps me grounded and humble. I'm enrolling in school in September, and I'm going to start the paralegal program. Ever since I was 10 years old, I've wanted to be a lawyer, and I'm finally taking the steps necessary to enter into the law field. I want to get married, I want to have 2 more kids, and I want to be able to work at Crossing the Jordan and serve everyone here every day in transformation of their lives. I'm so fucking excited for my future. My name is Kristi McDonald, and this is my full disclosure.